press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
As the first segment of this topic received a great amount of attention and likes, we decided to bring you the second part of this video.
Hey there everybody, it's a Looneyful day to have a little fun, the baby Looney Tunes way.
The major portion of dislikes we received was mainly because of the narrator's accent. Well, we are sorry if we are not perfect in a second language. Anyway, we'll discuss the ending of 3 more 90s Cartoon Network shows, because no matter in which country we were born, those Cartoon Network shows were a part of all of us. And please hit the subscribe button for staying connected to the channel.
Didn't you learn anything in college?
Party now, study later. Party now, study later.
Who doesn't love the samurai doppelganger of the Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls? Well, the 4th season of the Samurai Jack ended on September 25, 2004, without giving any conclusion to the story. In the last episode of the 4th season, Jack rescues a baby from hungry ogres, but then trying to find the child's mother while caring for it and protecting it, which maybe was his greatest challenge. During the episode, Jack retells the story of Momotaro to the baby. Well, a revival was produced 12 years later, resulting in the 5th season to conclude the series. The 5th season premiered on Adult Swim on March 11, 2017. Season 5 and Samurai Jack itself is now over. The ending was satisfying but quite a bit heartbreaking.
Got to get back. Back to the past. Samurai Jack.
The story in the last season mainly revolved around Jack and the daughters of Aku. They are more dangerous than any other opponent Jack has ever faced, even though Aku himself has lost interest in killing the samurai at this point. While fighting Aku's daughters, Jack realized that all of his daughters are not evil and they have been brainwashed by the priestess.
I will kill you as long as I have breath in my body. I will strike you down. Long live the glory of Aku.
You are very troubled. And very confused. Aku is the evil one, not me.
Deceiver, worm, scum.
And this is where things turn interesting. Jack falls in love with one of Aku's daughter, Ashi. He even saves her life multiple times, despite her own repeated attempts to kill him due to her brainwashing under the priestess.
Something in your kiss just told me.
Ashi, who was made from Aku's darkness, helps Jack by turning the darkness inside her against Aku, by transporting both herself and Jack back to the past, where Jack was able to finish Aku once and for all. Now comes the sad part. Well, there are certain rules of time travel, and there are consequences for breaking those rules. With Aku being killed in the past by the hands of the samurai, he had never existed in the future, which means that Ashi would never have been created at all. With that, Ashi faints in her ceremonial wedding attire, and disappears as Jack tries to hold her in his arms.
Oh no.
Ed, Edd and Eddy follows the lives of the Eds, 3 preteen boys who all share variation of the name Ed, but differ greatly in their personalities. The 3 devise plans to scam the other kids out of their money, which they want to use to buy jawbreakers. However, the Eds scheme usually end in failure and humiliation. The other kids do not include the Eds as part of their group, making them the outcasts.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yap, yap, blah, blah, dribble, dribble, dribble.
The series concluded with the TV movie Ed, Edd n Eddy's Big Picture Show on November 8, 2009. The plot of the movie went like this. Eddie's most recent money-making scheme has backfired heavily, and the other children, except for Sarah and Jimmy, decide to confront the Eds violently. After escaping the beating from other kids, the Eds decide to search for Eddie's elder brother for protection. However, Eddie does not actually know where his brother lives.
I am Ed! Cheese and macaroni!
They're getting away, guys!
After going through a lot of trouble and the endless running from the kids' wrath, the Eds finally found Eddie's brother. But as soon as Eddie's brother revealed himself, things went completely unexpected. He was physically abusive towards Eddie without reason.
That was good, Pipsqueak.
Shocked by this, the other kids then begin to defend Eddie. As Eddie expresses remorse over his past actions, he reveals that he lied about his brother and acted the same way he did throughout the series in an unsuccessful attempt to gain admiration and social acceptance. Touched by Eddie's open confession and apology, the kids forgive and accept the Eds as friends.
Let's roast the pitch of victory, Eddie! I'm so glad you're okay, dude. You're awesome.
I am?
I gotta admit, pal, that was so choice.
It was?
Dexter, a boy genius and inventor with a secret laboratory in the basement of his house, who constantly battles his sister Dee Dee in an attempt to keep her out of the lab. He also engages in a bitter rivalry with his neighbor and fellow genius Mendar.
Stupid! Oh, and let's not forget, you're so stupid! Ow!
The series ran for 2 initial seasons, from 1996 to 1998. In 1999, a television movie titled Ego Trip aired as the intended series finale. However, from 2001 to 2003, Cartoon Network revived the series for 2 more seasons under a different team at Cartoon Network Studios. So, in this video, we are gonna talk about the ending of original series and not the revived one.
We are enjoying a scientific learning program which is tickling our intellectual fancies. Now leave us alone! Hey!
Chapter 8, Reproduction.
Oh my! Douglas, quick, shut off the tape!
Dexter's Laboratory Ego Trip was originally intended to be the conclusion to the series. Well, in the movie, Dexter travels through time to discover how cool he is, because somehow he gets an idea that he is the one who saves the future. In the first time period he visits, Dexter finds a tall, skinny, weak version of himself working in an office designing cubicles, with Mendak as his rich, successful and abusive boss. In the second time period, the two Dexters meet their much older self, a wizened senior citizen Dexter about the same height as the child Dexter, and Mendak's brain in a vat who cannot do anything other than complain about his situation.
Stop it! What? Hello? Hi! Huh? Hello? Hi! Hello? What?
In the third time period, which appears to take place between the first and second time periods, they find a dystopic world where everyone is stupid and fire and technology are forbidden, controlled by Mendar. They meet action hero Dexter, who is tall, muscular and bald, fighting the evil.
Hey, yeah! What happened?
After a battle between the Dexters and Mendaks, Dexter almost reaches the button to save the world. However, Dee Dee unintentionally saves the world by wandering in from the open time gate and pressing the button, and once again Dexter was left angry at Dee Dee for stealing his thunder.
Goodbye, Dexter!
Goodbye, Dexter.
Goodbye, Dexter! Goodbye, Dexter! Goodbye, Dexter! Goodbye, Dexter!
Goodbye, Dexter.
Goodbye, Dexter.
Come on, Dexter.
Goodbye, Dexter.
Come on, Dexter.
Goodbye, Billy.
Feel free to tell us how you feel about this video in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe as your appreciation will motivate us to give you the third video on this topic.